Shea Ralph and players Jordyn and Mikayla after tonight's 108-82 win over Georgia in the SEC opener. We will open up the floor for questions with the players first, so go ahead and raise your hands if you have a question. We'll start with Atlanta Morris, Vandy 24/7. Go ahead.
Mikayla, a record-breaking night for you, 36 points, your very first SEC game. Just how are you feeling right now, and what was it like just kind of getting going tonight?
I feel excited. I was definitely nervous before the game. I told my teammates I was a little nervous because this is the best conference to play in, but just knowing they had trust in me and just continued to keep finding me, had to make the shots.
Brandon Bixby, Vandy 24/7. Go ahead.
Jordyn, a double-double for you tonight, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Not often you see a double-double without points, but, I mean, how do you feel like you were able to impact the game so well on both of those sides of the ball?
I think it just comes down to my teammates making shots. That's the only way I get 11 assists. So, we were making shots. We were feeling good, getting them in the right spot at the right time, and, just working hard. I love to pass. I love to make plays for them, so it's up to them.
Mikayla, you took a little bit of a fall there during that third quarter. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
She's never going to answer that a different way. Just so you know, you can ask it 100 different ways, 100 different times. That's the answer you're going to get. Me too.
Question for both of you guys, really. I know that was a really physical game you guys had to play out there. How did you feel like you were able to respond and handle that in the game that was really back and forth, and how that toughness in it?
I think Coach Ralph makes practice hard every day. She's our enemy, our opponent, every other thing every day. So, when we get hit, we just think about Coach Ralph every other day. So, in a good way. She doesn't really hit us. But
I feel like we're devolving.
I think when they fight back, we punch back. And that's just how it goes. They're going to go on runs. It's the game of basketball. But we just have to stop it fast and keep playing.
Any more questions for the players? Congratulations on both your
Great job, you two.
I know, thank you, Chris.
All right, we have Vanderbilt women's basketball head coach Shea Ralph. We will take an opening statement from tonight's 108-82 win over Georgia, and we'll open the floor for questions. So, Coach, what are your thoughts after tonight's win?
I think, obviously, I told the players in the locker room after this, I want them to be proud, but we're not satisfied. This is what we expect to do. So we're going to go in and celebrate. Hey, we're 1-0. There's no, crazy celebration in the locker room because this is what we prepared and expected to do. And credit to Georgia and every other team we're going to face in the SEC because it's a juggernaut. And every single night, you got to play to win. And if you don't, you're gonna lose or someone will beat you. So it's important that we prepare the right way physically, but more so with this team mentally. So we've talked a lot about that over the last couple of days. I also think the run we went on last year, the goal that we set for ourselves, getting to the NCAA tournament, and then recognizing in that moment what it takes to keep going in the NCAA tournament lit a fire within our team that they're just starting to realize that they're capable of achieving way more than maybe they even thought. And so I told them every day, my job is to push you. You came here, I told you these are the expectations, and now my job is to make sure I put you in those positions to accomplish them. So, practices hopefully do prepare them for these moments, but I'm not a player. Those players had to go out today and win the game, and that's exactly what they did. I was really proud of Mikayla. I mean, I've been telling you guys since the summer, right? You guys have been asking, is she special? She's different because she has things inside of her that I can't coach. She's a winner. And then when you look at the pieces that we have around her, J.O. is a player that can be okay with not scoring points and just making plays for everybody else on the floor, defending people that are 2 feet taller than her or 2 feet smaller. It doesn't matter. She'll do whatever the team needs to do to win, and you have to have that. And then a player like Camille, who a year ago today she reminded me that she played 2 minutes in her first SEC game, and how far she's grown, getting smacked in the mouth, having to go back in the locker room, coming back out and helping us win the game. There's lots of individual growth. Our players, Mitch and Juice and Maddie, Ayanna Moore being a steadfast leader. There's a lot of really good pieces on this team. Today was a big day for us because we needed to see it against this competition in our league. This was a big day for us to continue building our confidence. I'm really proud of them, but like I said in the beginning, we're not satisfied. We have a lot of work left to do.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open up the floor with questions. We'll start with Atlanta Morris, Vandy 24/7. Go ahead.
Times this year, inconsistent shooting maybe from outside, but you guys made 11 three-pointers tonight, 44% from outside the arc. What did you like from your team moving the ball, able to get those shots, create them, and just knocking them down?
Yeah, we talk a lot about when you're open, you got to shoot it. My shooters, Mikayla, Yana, I don't care if they miss their first 10. I think the next 10 are going in, and I want them to shoot the ball. And then the other players on the team have to think they're going to miss every shot and go get the rebound. The flip side of that is I'm really glad we made 11 threes today because it seemed like in the second half we couldn't get a stop. So it turned into a shootout where we had to outscore them. But that's the way this game goes. So I have utmost confidence in our shooters. There's going to be days where the ball doesn't fall, and there's going to be days where it does. But as long as we're taking great shots, I want them to take every open one they get.
Brandon Bixby, go ahead.
Probably one of the more physical games you guys have played, especially since Michigan State. There were 37 fouls, 45 free throws between the two teams. How do you feel like your team was prepared for that tonight, maybe compared to some of those other games during the non-conference?
I think exactly what you just said. The non-con games, I mean, Michigan State was physical. Arizona was physical. We played at Dayton, very physical game. And there were moments in that game where we didn't overcome that. And it resulted with Michigan State in a loss. Now, that wasn't the only reason, but they were much more physical. They out-rebounded us. They played tougher for longer than we did. And so I tell my team a lot. I mean, I don't expect us to be perfect. I think we're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. You're not going to play perfect. But if you're smart, if you're paying attention, failure and mistakes can be your greatest teacher. If you hang your head and you pout and you know all the things that kids can do, then you won't learn anything. And what good is it? You got to use it to be good, right? You have to use it for good. So I think that the result of those games where we kind of didn't play our best, we had moments where they just outworked us, out-toughed us, helped us be more prepared today for this moment.
Elena, go ahead.
You guys in a couple of days play Kentucky. Just obviously you guys had a big win tonight, 108 points. But what's something that maybe stuck out to you that you took away that you want to focus on these next couple of days? Just ahead of that game that you might want to fix.
I think I'm always going to focus on our defensive intensity and locking in for 40 straight minutes. Like I said, I don't expect us to be perfect, but I don't want to give up wide open layups and threes. I don't like that. That's not going to help you. You can't do that in a possession-by-possession game. So those are bad habits that we have, whether it's miscommunication or we take risks that we don't need to take on the perimeter where we're reaching or going for things, not rotating correctly in our traps, that we give those things up. I don't want to do that. Against Kentucky, I want us to be very, very, very solid defensively. I always believe our offense will come. I do. We have great offensive players. We get a lot of our offense off of our defense. But we have to make it tough for people in this league to score the ball with ease. So we have to do a much better job, especially down the stretch in the second half. If we have a lead like we did today, or if it's neck and neck, we need to make it tough for the other team to score. So we're going to look at the film today and lock in on that for Sunday.
Brandon, go ahead.
I know during the non-conference you talked about really wanting to see your team play with an increased energy and intensity level, and that was going to be needed for these SEC games. With this being the opener, how would you evaluate what you saw in that area from your
I was happy with it. I thought we did have really great energy. At times, I would like our energy to be more mature. And I think we're going to need to learn that. I don't want us to get any taunting fouls. I want them to have fun. And I want them to play with confidence. But I think we have to be careful when the game gets really, really physical and not just, complain to the refs. We're in control of our actions. And we should expect to do the things that we did. We don't need, to tell people about it. So I would say that I really loved it from start to finish, but I would like to see it mature a little bit down the stretch.
All right, we'll end it there. Congratulations on the victory and best of luck on Sunday against Kentucky.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you, too.
Good to see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Are you guys resolution people?
Kind of.
Are you?
I need to be.
I feel like it's setting you up for failure.